फिर शुरू करते हैं हम। अरे यार मैं दिख नहीं रही। ओके, mineral and power resources. This is the first chapter for the final term in geography. We begin. Minerals, the heading. We use different things made from minerals in our day-to-day life. It is impossible to think about a smooth life on Earth without minerals. From a tiny pin to a huge aeroplane, everything is made from minerals. Even the food that we eat contain minerals. Our Earth's crust is made of rocks composed of minerals. So minerals are basically the part and parcel of our lives. Everything that we see around us, everything that our body intakes, even in the food we have minerals. So minerals are a crucial elements which are present on Earth in abundance in different proportions, and there are variety of them. Clear? Minerals, they make a part and parcel of our daily living. Life is impossible without the presence of minerals. Okay, it's not that it is something like air and water that we need and food that we eat, but yes, the third point comes here, food that we eat. And food that we eat has minerals. Have you heard about iron ka tonic piya, calcium ki tablet खाई? You all have heard it? Zinc ki tablets जब corona फैला हुआ था, you remember? We all had to take zinc and vitamin C. You remember that? So what are these? The minerals, right? So some we intake in our bodies, whereas the others, now that iron rod you cannot eat, okay? The iron syrup that you take is a part of iron rod, but then you cannot eat an iron rod because your body needs it. Okay? So minerals are part and parcel of our lives. Is this much clear? Moving further. A mineral, now here comes the definition, be extra alert. A mineral is a naturally occurring substance that has a definite chemical composition. Minerals are always found in a rock. A rock which has a large concentration of a particular mineral is called the ore of that mineral. Now, all the minerals, they are never present in a secluded state. That means you won't find a bulk of iron lying somewhere. Minerals are always present in the rocks and the soil. Okay. Now they are present in a mixed form. Whichever area has an abundance of a particular mineral. Supposing this area which we are talking of is a rocky area, hilly area. And when we started excavating and pulling and pushing, drilling, we found that yes, the rock content has lot of iron in it. The mineral found here in this rock is maybe iron. Okay. So when we start extracting iron, we come to know of a new term called ore. Now, what is ore? Ore is basically a mixture along with the main mineral which is present. Okay. So if we are looking for iron, iron is never present, and for that matter, any mineral is never present in a purest form. It is always extracted from the ore. Ore means the other contents which are mixed along with it. Okay, so finding an iron in a rock means it's an iron ore. It's the raw form. Now you have to extract and put away the ores. That means all the other elements which are mixed with iron, you eradicate them, remove them to find a pure iron. For that matter, pure copper, pure aluminium, everything would only be present in an ore form, and then it is removed, all the extra things are removed, and then you get the final metal or a mineral. Okay, is this much clear? Now, a rock which has a large concentration of a particular mineral, we call it the ore of that. It's an ore of that mineral. Okay. Now, all the minerals are very much important for us, but these are not found everywhere. हर जगह नहीं मिल जाएंगे कि अभी तुमने यहाँ सड़क के किनारे खोदना शुरू किया कि चलो देखें हमको पेट्रोलियम मिल जाए, चलो पेट्रोल निकाले जमीन से. इज दिस पॉसिबल? नहीं. अगर ऐसा होता है ना तो बेटा हम सब अपने अपने घरों के आगे ड्रिलिंग मशीन खोल के अपना पेट्रोल पंप बना लेते. you have to detect it, and that is done by the geographical department. Okay, the geography of a place is judged, it is analyzed, and then the extraction is done. Okay, so let us see. They are not found everywhere. So where are they found? These are the jotters, which we will go through. They are concentrated in a particular area or a rock formation. So they are confined to maybe a rock area or to a particular area where they are in abundance. Abundance means खूब ज़्यादा मात्रा में present है. Okay. Next, they are distributed unevenly over space. Now, unevenly, supposing that particular area has been found. ऐसा नहीं है कि बस ये जगह खोद दी और तुम्हें वो मिल गया. It might be scattered somewhere here, there, and in that, around that area. Did you get it? And when we talk of the world, there are certain places in the countries which are rich in particular minerals in their areas. Got it? Third jotter. Some minerals are found in areas which are not reachable. Many a times there are areas, there could be hilly areas, rocky areas, desert areas, which are not easily accessible to man. So they are found there. And maybe till date they are found there because nobody has reached. Had man would have reached there, he would have depleted it. So use karke khatam kar diya hota. Got it? So they are scattered and they are very rare. Okay? Not reachable easily. Next, Georgia. No country in the world is self-sufficient in all the minerals. Now that's another fact. You won't get all the minerals in one place. यहाँ पे ये लो एक छोटा सा पॉकेट आयरन का, ये लो गोल्ड यहाँ मिल रहा है, यहीं लूट हो जाएगी. ठीक है ना? ये लो पेट्रोलियम मिल रहा है, लो भैया लो बाल्टी में पेट्रोलियम लेके गए, कार में डाला. No, these are scattered all over wherever there is soil. That means there are huge continents which make up a soil, right? We have divided and bifurcated the 7 continents, right? So in those continents, you can get different minerals. And no one country is all in all for every mineral. They do exchange and get it. Now, for the living example is the Saudi Arabia. It is rich in petroleum, right? Huge deposits of petroleum are there, and we are relying on them to get the petroleum. Whatever vehicles are running here, though India has 2 areas, one in Mumbai and the other in Assam, we have ample abundant supply of petroleum, but then there are places which are rich in petroleum, and those are the Arabian countries. Okay, let's come on to other next heading: formation of minerals. We found different kinds of minerals on our. We found different kinds of minerals on our Earth. Minerals can be identified on the basis of their physical properties, such as color, luster, density, hardness, etc. Such physical are different in different minerals. Now, they are telling you minerals are spread all over, and each mineral has a different physical as well as chemical property. Now, chemical, why we are not dealing here? Because it comes as a part of your chemistry. You will be reading all these minerals, metals, and non-metals in chemistry as a separate chapter. But let's talk of physical properties. They are hard, they are lustrous. What is lustrous? Anyone? Any idea? Shiny. Yeah, they are shiny. If you look at, see my water bottle, see your water bottle. It has a shine in it. Now, these are definitely, they are polished, they are made in an industry and a proper way. But then, even if you see a raw mineral, आयरन को भी आप देखोगे उसमें भी शाइन है. आप सूर्य की रोशनी उस पे पड़ेगी, उसमें एक चमक आती है. And not to talk of diamond and gold, my goodness, they have the ultimate luster. Okay, so these are the few qualities which every mineral has. Okay, these differences are created due to the formation of minerals in different types of geological environments and under varying conditions. Now, each mineral, which makes it different from the other mineral, is the factors are the geographical conditions in which they are generated. Clear? Maybe at some places which are more suitable for gold deposits, there you will find gold. Some places which are more suitable for petroleum, there you will find petroleum. So there are different geographical conditions, and these varying conditions result in different varieties of the minerals that are found on Earth. Okay, the formation of minerals is purely a natural process. Please underline this. You cannot one day sit and make an iron. It is a natural process. These minerals which are found on Earth, they are not man-made. They are naturally made. Clear? Man has no doubt given a different shape and size and volume to it. उस आयरन के एक पीस को आपने ट्विस्ट करके उसको कुछ भी बना लिया, टर्न करके कुछ भी बना लिया. That is what you did. After beating it at the purest form, you did not create. It was naturally created. Minerals cannot be created by humans. They are naturally present on Earth. Okay? Now coming to types of minerals. As already stated, different kinds of minerals are formed in different conditions. There are over 3,000 minerals. Please underline. 3,000 से भी ज़्यादा minerals हैं. But out of them, only a few are of our use, and we hardly know about these 3,000 minerals. Clear? We are only more into the minerals which are useful to us, which as a human species we are using, so we know more about them. But then the variety is 3,000 plus. Clear? So let's see. The first out of all the categories, we have divided them into 4 groups, and the first group contains the silicate minerals. Let us see. These are very important. Now you need to remember these names. The silicate minerals. अब इनके बारे में जान लेते हैं और इनके क्या कंटेंट्स हमें दिमाग में बिछाने हैं, उनको अभी अंडरलाइन करते चलेंगे. Right? Okay. So the silicate minerals, these are very important rock-forming minerals. The most outstanding rock-forming silicate minerals are quartzite. Then this next spelling is written wrong. It's feldspar. F-E-L-D-S-P-A-R. It is not feldspar, but it's feldspar. F-E-L-D-S-P-A-R. So please underline quartzite, feldspar, and ferromagnesium, in which feldspar is very important. It is also very important economically because it is used in ceramics and glass industry. Underline ceramics and the glass industry. Now they told you that out of the silicate minerals, there are few which are very, very crucial and important for humans and are used by them in ceramic and glass industries. And these are quartzite, feldspar, and ferromagnesium. Underline these 3. Only content which you need to know under this heading is this much. Now, just for your extra knowledge, let me tell you, silicate minerals hote kya? Silicate minerals are those which have the silicates of aluminium containing sodium, potassium. This is not written. I have done the reference work. Okay. It is the silicates of aluminium containing sodium, potassium, iron, calcium, or barium, or combination of these elements. ठीक है? जब ये elements जो मैंने नाम लिए, इनके combination में आपको कोई भी mineral मिल रहा है, those are called silicate. Clear till here? Anything and everything is getting recorded. Supposing you want to know these names again, you can refer to it. Okay. Now we come to the next category. The second one is carbonate minerals. You need to learn this right now. Keep it in your mind. कि ये 4 नाम तो मुझे याद करने. Silicate minerals. Now is carbonate minerals. Let's see about them. These are very much susceptible to chemical weathering, and calcite is the most important mineral of this group. सबसे पहले तो calcite underline कर लो. इस group का सबसे important mineral ये है. अब इसकी खासियत जान लो. The carbonate minerals, इनके ऊपर फटाफट chemical weathering हो जाती है. That means any reaction to change its form can happen. अगर आपने कैल्शियम पर कार्बोनेट मिनरल्स पर पानी डाल दिया, कंटिन्यूस डलता रहा, इनका फॉर्म चेंज होने लगता है, ये विदर होने लगते हैं, खराब होने लगते हैं, विदरिंग होने लगती है. फॉर दैट मैटर, जैसे कि कार्बोनेट मिनरल्स में आता है चॉक. अब आपने चॉक को लिया, इसको घिसना शुरू किया, केमिकल विदरिंग आप कर रहे हो, खत्म हो जाती है, डस्टी हो जाती है. it loses its original form जिसमें वो अर्थ पे प्रेजेंट थी. ठीक है. So this is the characteristic of this group, the second group, carbonate minerals. ये फटाफट chemical weathering के शिकार हो जाते हैं. Clear? They change very quickly. Weather. ठीक है. Third is sulfide minerals. इसमें सल्फर की, as the word is telling you, sulfur is present. ठीक है. In little or more proportion. That is why these are sulfide minerals. Let's see about these. These include pyrites and iron sulfides. Please underline these two. इसमें कुछ भी नहीं समझाना है. सबसे पहले ये दोनों terms याद कर लेना. Pyrites and iron sulfides, if they are present in any form, then these are called sulfide minerals. Let's see. These minerals cause serious environmental problems in association with water and air. Now you all know, iron अगर पानी में पड़ा है तो वो सड़ता है, जंग लगती है iron. So that means जो जंग लग रहा है, जंग लगे बर्तन में अगर आप खाना भी बना लोगे तो that is poisonous for you. So this is what it means. They wither in such a way that they are hazardous to environment. They are a problem for an environment if the weathering happens. But in their pure form, if you keep them away from all these weathering and the reactions, they could be of use. लोहे का काम आप अभी सरिया बना के उससे घर बना सकते हो, लेकिन उसी लोहे की सरिया को आप पानी में डाल दो, वो जंग लग के बर्बाद हो जाएगी. या लोहे की कढ़ाई को आप जंग में रखे रहो, उस जंग लगी कढ़ाई में आप खाना बना लो, आपको पॉइजन मिलेगा. Did you get it? So this is what the property is talking about. ठीक है. Now we come on to the fourth variety, which is metallic elements. These minerals are very important commercially. Underline the word commercial. इनका रुपए पैसे, you know, for trade and commerce, commercially they are very important. That is why they are metallic. Metallic minerals का नाम भी सोच के देख लो. Metals, जितनी भी metals है मोस्टली हम उन्हें किसी ना किसी तरह यूज ही कर रहे हैं. आयरन को बर्तनों में, स्टील को, आयरन की एक फॉर्म है स्टील, उसको भी बर्तनों में, एल्यूमिनियम बर्तन, aeroplanes की bodies, etc. All these things, the hard metallic minerals, they are used the maximum by us in our daily lives, isn't it? So this is what the fourth variety is. So all these four names clear to each one? But loudly, let the whole class listen these four names, read it out. Silicate minerals, carbonate minerals, sulfide minerals, and metallic. Got it? All these four varieties which are grouped. Now we come on to classification on minerals. Classification of minerals on the basis of composition. Composition means किस कंटेंट से वो बने हैं, उनकी खासियत, कैरेक्टरिस्टिक क्या है, उनके बेसिस पे हम उन्हें डिवाइड करते हैं. So the first way of dividing them are metallic minerals and non-metallic. या तो metal है या non-metal है. If they are metallic, they could be ferrous or non-ferrous. Ferrous, if you remember, in chemistry, ferrous is the atomic symbol. Ferrous is Fe, and ferrous is iron, right? So ferrous, when we are talking of ferrous minerals, that means it has a proportion of iron present in them. Non-ferrous, that means no iron is present in them. Clear? Now, before we go on to that, let us first read metallic minerals and non-metallic. Okay? Now, metallic. These minerals contain metals like iron, tin, bauxite, gold, etc. Metallic minerals have luster and shine. You all know that. These are conductors of heat and electricity. In chemistry, you must have read it. These are the characteristics of metallic minerals. कि वो hard होते हैं, heavy होते हैं, luster होती है, shine होती है, and they are good conductors of electricity. उनके थ्रू इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, झटका लगेगा अगर तुमने छू लिया आयरन को इलेक्ट्रिसिटी से कनेक्ट करके, ठीक है ना. एंड दे आर गुड कंडक्टर्स ऑफ हीट, गर्म हो जाते हैं, लोहा कितनी जल्दी गर्म होता है ना. नाउ दीज आर converted into thin wire or sheets after beating, as they are ductile and malleable in nature. Now these are another two terms of which tell us about the metallic minerals. They are ductile and malleable. Now ductile means they could be beaten up into sheets. एक लोहे की आपको मिली, उसको आपने ठोक के शीट बना ली. That is called ductile. Pardon? sorry, that is called malleable. I'm sorry. When you are putting it into a flat, thin sheet, that is called ductile. And when you are breaking it into thin wires, that is called malleable. Have I said it ulta? I am again saying ulta. Let me see. Tactile is when you are breaking them into thin wires. Malleable is when you are breaking them into, when you are expanding them into huge sheets. ठीक है, एक लोहे का आपको वो मिला, उसको आपने पीट के बड़ी सी शीट बना दी. That is called malleable. Okay. And when you are drawing it into thin wires, it is called ductile. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Now then these metallic minerals are divided into two forms again, ferrous and non-ferrous. And as I told you, ferrous means presence of iron in anything along with the other metals. Non-ferrous, no iron is present and any other metal could be there. Clear? Let me read it out quickly. These minerals contain iron ore, magnesium, nickel, cobalt, etc. Non-ferrous, these minerals do not contain iron, gold, silver, copper, etc. Clear? ये एक लाइन है, लेकिन इसमें आपको मिनरल्स के नाम दिए गए हैं, उनको देख लेना, लर्न कर लेना, इजी हो जाएगा. And then it's a part of your answer also. So learning coordinate कर लेना. Clear? Next, we come on to non-metallic minerals. अब non-metallic वो minerals हैं जिनमें metal का presence नहीं है, but they are minerals. जैसे chalk है, limestone है, ठीक है. अब ये सब हैं तो हैं, minerals तो हैं, लेकिन ये chalk कहीं iron के जैसी दिखती है? कोई एक quality है उसमें जो iron जैसी है? Is it hard? It is hard, but not as hard as iron. It is not as heavy as iron. It is not malleable and ductile. You cannot stretch it into a thin wire and break it into sheets. It will break it into uska powder और बन के तैयार हो जाएगा. So these are non-metallic minerals, but they are minerals, right? So let's move on and read it. These minerals do not contain metals. These are shattered on beating. They are not lustrous. They can't be converted into thin sheets or wire. Limestone, mica, gypsum, coal, etc. are some examples of non-metallic minerals. Clear till here? Now we come on to extraction of minerals. Extraction, the word tells you how do you extract. कैसे निकालते हो minerals को? That is called extraction. So let us see the ways in which they are extracted. They are extracted in three ways: mining, drilling, and quarrying. Now mining is done in two ways: open shaft and shaft, open cast mining and shaft mining. Clear? Now let us see. The first word is mining. Let us see how it is done. No, before that, let me just tell you, minerals to be mined must have usefulness. Now, whatever, we cannot go and start digging for anything. They should be of your use. जो आपके काम का उसको आप खोद के निकालो तो ज्यादा अच्छा है ना, वरना मरोगे और उसको निकाल के कुछ काम भी नहीं है तुमको. The clause is usefulness. Underline that one keyword, usefulness. Then second point, there must be sufficient concentration of minerals in ores to be economically viable. Underline economically viable. मतलब जो आपने खोजबीन की है उसका रुपए पैसे में भी कुछ उसकी कीमत हो. पूरा आपने खोद के निकाल दिया, उससे प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व नहीं होती. And the third is the mining area must be easily accessible by available means of transport. Underline accessible. यानी कि जो माइनिंग एरिया है वो आपके रीच में हो. माउंट एवरेस्ट पे आप माइनिंग करने गए ना, तो वहां जाने और आने में देर हो जाएंगे, ठीक है, और आप ला भी नहीं पाएंगे. क्लियर? The fourth point, just let me, ma'am, just 1 minute. The mining area should be located near the market. Now, that is not very practically possible, but then it should be closer to the market. Okay. Bye, class. The bell has rung and I was deeply engrossed in teaching you all. We'll chit chat later. Bye.